Someone's smoking outside. I can smell it in my apartment. It's making me irrationally angry. Maybe not irrationally. I think that's rational. I almost smell cigarette smoke in my apartment. That's disgusting. Hi, it's me, Scott. So, it has been a busy week. A heck of a week. I've got to get back to work on this sequencer we've been working on, though. So that's a thing. Wait, I just got an email. Okay, great. So, yeah, we gotta get back to work on this. Did some work on the hardware side. I think I'm gonna use customizable fermata. I need to use some rotary encoders, which make things a little more complicated than it would normally be with just some simple analog and digital inputs, but that's okay. There is this thing called configurable fermata that lets you do, well, more configurable setups with fermata. And that seems cool. And I think I can use, there's a library for it with rotary encoders, and I think it will work for my purposes. I have some momentary switches and some toggles, so that's all stuff to figure out. But I think today I'm just going to spend a little time on the back on the software side. So first, the most important thing is got to pick some good wallpaper, obviously. It's critical. It's kind of the most important part of the stream. Remember what this is called? Man, the cigarettes. Disgusting. Hate it. Okay. Let's see here. This is not too bad. Nah. No. It's not feeling these today. Close. Not close. Definitely not. Closest so far. Not bad. Nah. I gotta go do something like good. I gotta like go have a, this is a great one. Go have an adventure. I kind of want to play a game too. I did that thing last night where I was like, I want to play a game, and then spent 2 hours trying to decide what game to play. Get into like analysis paralysis. Just think too hard. Can't make a choice at all. It's the story of my life. Okay, we'll just, no, it's just not quite there. Just need something like a little more vibrant. It's definitely getting into like the cold, dark, rainy season in Portland. Normally, okay, that previous one, normally I would like that, but I need something a little more vibrant, I think. I like this. I don't like the people, though. Typically don't want people in my photo. Yeah, now all of these have people. This, I know this doesn't seem important, but, you know, you gotta stare at a screen for a while. It's nice to have something you want to look at, even if you cover it with a bunch of windows. Her pants are soaked. That's just, doesn't seem comfortable. Okay, we gotta make a choice here. We gotta like, I just want no people and like warmth. I could have like sense of warmth and no human beings. That's pretty. Okay, we're just gonna go with this one. It's pretty. I felt feelings when I saw it. Okay, so here's the plan so far. Let's just like list off the situation we have. We have decided for now to use Tone.js. It's browser-based. Can run in Chromium. Can run in Chromium on a Raspberry Pi. That all sounds good. Because like all of Linux is an annoying nightmare hellscape. Puppeteer is not going to work. So we're just not even going to think about Puppeteer for now. It's just, we got a thing. It's a sequencer. It runs in Chromium. I haven't tried, but I'm assuming we can run headless. So we got that going for us. We'll have a backend written in Node.js. The purpose of that backend would be, I'm going to sneeze. I didn't sneeze. The purpose of the backend would be to act as both a WebSocket host for the front end and a hardware bridge with Firmata to talk to an Arduino running customizable Firmata hooked to a bunch of fancy custom hardware that I'm working with someone in Pittsburgh, and he is doing amazing, cool mechanisms. So that's good. And I sent off a proposal yesterday of what those mechanisms should be. So one thing we could do today is just like stub out at least like what those mechanisms are, even just in a simple front end, just to say like, hey, these are the things we need. So like at a very high level, we got those. This is a whole nother thing. So there's kind of like 4 control sections. This is actually... That was the wrong button. Also wrong button. Ah, okay. This is part of this. We have like a sampler set up just to play some fun sounds. And we have a sequencer control section that's going to be like here. So you control the sequencer. So these cover the like emotion quality for now. For now. Percussion, we will have like voice ABC essentially. Why did it do that? I didn't do that at all. Voice A. That sucks. Inside a comment, when I type A, you try to autocomplete. And it's ignoring my... Don't. Leave me alone. Voice C. Cool. Man, that autocomplete, not helpful in that scenario. So voice ABC, and then we need like a whole note toggle. Toggle. I may not do it that way. I may do it with 4 instead. On the sampler, we need like... This is kind of a weird one, actually, because we kind of want to try to rotary do this, but this is like, we'll do like sample, select, and sample play, and then the sequencer does have a randomize. Let me just check my image here. Humble choice. Choose from curated plan. Oh, I don't know. I'm not ready for this stuff going on. PDXCon, is that a thing right now? Does that mean Portland? Is there a game convention going on here right now that I don't know about? Or is that like Paradox Publisher? What's going on in the world? Anyway, what do we care about? We want to look at this picture. If it will load. Okay, here's what I said here. Sample select, sample play. Right. step select. That sucks. Why would I want that in a comment? Step play. Cool. So these are the things we got to make happen. What's a little weird are these two are like... I got a couple options here. Who's giving me kisses? Who's doing that? I saw that. Somebody's kissing kisses. Secret kisses? No one will fess up. Okay, so this seems reasonable. Maybe. Yeah, so what I was saying is that these things will come in as like radial encoded things. So I don't know exactly how I want to send that. Maybe like a normalized value. And then I got to slice that up. And so, you know, say I get a value between 0 and 1, and then I have to slice that up to 8 steps or 8 sample selections, if that makes sense. Which is not that hard. I'm just trying to decide where to do that work. I think in the browser, I think all the hardware wants to send, whatever is easiest. So that's good. And then the server can make some choices, but as far as like, as far as picking out something out of a range, I wouldn't want to have to define that on the client and the server. I kind of want to define it on the front end. So what that sounds like to me is that both of this is going to be a way to play a step, and then we will have something similar for sample play. Maybe today's the day that we do our more robust, control system where these are just marked up. That said, though, maybe not, because these controls are really just for debug. Like, I'm not really gonna do this. Let's see. I called some of these button, but I don't think I actually care. In fact, you know, probably if I use the name, then the name can go directly. I can maybe simplify things a little bit. The toggle's a little tricky, but only a little tricky. I mean, in terms of like, this really is like set scale A, set scale B. Set volume, set tempo, set effect A. Maybe we will just do the fancy thing, just because it's like we're almost there actually. Okay, the toggles are a little weird. Just a little weird. They'll just need a different setup. I got kisses and then the kisses vanished. Some kissing bandit. Look, these are my kisses. We should bring up the kitty. I gotta like have something interesting with heat that's just persistently on. Probably like some just overlay that's there forever. Okay, so I need to sample select is a whole thing. This will be like set sample, I guess. This is kind of a weird one, but why did I do that backwards? I don't know the answer. Really, actually, we want it to be more like this. Like set scale and then pass a parameter and then make that the thing we do. I think that's... And in this case, the value just really will be the value, and then we have to renormalize it. Same thing here. It's a little bit overwrought, but it feels a little more like future-proof, just because I could see this becoming an important debug kind of tool later. And this one doesn't have a value because in this case the value kind of comes from here. Same for this one. So something like that, maybe, possibly. And then this toggle, you know, actually, wait, now that I think about that, this needs to be different, because this is going to end up being a toggle. How do I want to do that? I could do it checkboxes, I guess. Try it myself. My input was not received. So that's a thing I could do. Do I like that? Because then I could decide to turn it on or off. Yeah. Gotta decide where this stuff happens, like at the browser level. Because one idea is like, oh, it's just a button. A button that alternates, kind of like this, where they're really I mean, in reality, this is like a single thing that's a toggle. So I could do that for all of these. It'd be a little goofy. I'm not quite sure I want to do that. Oh yeah, I forgot. Comments aren't real in HTML. Of course. Of course. Oh yeah, because I changed all these names. Oops. So I mean, I almost want, yeah, like a toggle switch kind of thing. It's just really more trouble than I need, though. Making things too complicated? Probably. Probably am. So those will be literal toggle switches, and they will need to do something while on and while off. So there's like a duration to it. It's not like a momentary thing like some of these others are. And so just trying to decide if I want to bother making an HTML control for that or just cheat it with 2 buttons. And part of that has to do with how I want the server to send it. And so I think the thing to do for now, even though it seems silly and redundant, is do it all. Like, have a separate on-off button. Even though it looks silly, I think it is actually not the worst plan. You still supposed to put brackets like that? Funny that it wants to complete every single possible thing for me. But doesn't want to complete. Okay, I'm gonna say that means I don't need it. Like a real HTML comment. I guess. I think error. No, this is not very beautiful, but this is just debuggy, so not super duper worried about it. So maybe I should just something blocky. What a weird thing that whatever. Let's do bad looking HTML. Because again, this will not likely see the light of day beyond development, but the structure of it is what will be actually used. So it's like structurally important, but not functionally important, if that makes sense. I mean, maybe I'll make it slightly less hideous, but okay, so now the thing to do is what we want to do. Weird because it kind of wants two value parameters, but we've kind of been going with just one. Oops. I don't quite know what I want to do about that, but I don't want to think about it too hard because we can always revisit. Okay, we'll go with this hideous thing for now, and then now what we want to accomplish is I feel like we want to do something like this. Like, just have a debug class. Oops. I will do all the custom button stuff in there. But what the heck just happened? Someone almost called me and then changed their mind? Sure. So we're going to try this, where we do like, I forgot how to do it. Where we like get all of the types of a button. Yeah, get elements by tag name. So the idea here is that we try to like just get all the buttons and hook them all up at once. Oh, we need this one too because we have some non-inputty, or we have some input kind of stuff in addition to just normal buttony stuff. What's going on? Somebody trying to call me? Do have some work stuff to do a little later, but for now, eh. Okay, we're gonna go through all the buttons and we're gonna say someone at me at a number I don't know, just calling me over and over again. Cool. I don't even try to ring. Maybe it's the thing now where iOS 13 just sends spam calls straight to voicemail. Okay, so we want to do something like what? I get a button, I'll do whatever, button.add event, add event listener, click, event, something like this. Did it wrong. Oh, I gotta call this thing. I gotta make a sequencer debug. Really refreshing? Okay. Well, so we made a new sequencer debug here. And inside this constructor, oh, by button. Oh, my fingers are out of control. I've been working on my laptop a ton, and then when I switched to my desktop, my fingers just don't want to do the thing. Okay, so, right, because this is going to be like inner text or something. No, it needs to be, we do this? Yeah, so this is how we're going to call our business, which is cool. I thought we even started on the the run command thing. We kind of did it here. So we need this is getting maybe crazy, but sequencer command. The reason to do this is that way we can have one centralized place for stuff, whether it comes over keyboard shortcuts or the WebSocket or debug UI, basically where we just have this thing that knows what to do when a command comes in. And it just wants to know how to trigger things, name and value, and that's where this stuff is going to come in. Sure, command. And so then this get a little weird. I don't know, maybe I'm breaking it up too much, but I'm trying to avoid being super monolithic. A lot of M's. need to do this. Okay, so now the idea will be like, hey, when I get a randomized steps, do that. This might make it mad. I'm sorry? Okay. As long as it doesn't break, I think it's okay. Yeah, these have values. Okay, that's cool. As long as it doesn't explode. So we will basically do button.id and then it's pretty silly. I could store direct references to it, I guess, but trigger, not run. Okay. Sure, this looks silly, partially because it is silly, but that's okay. It saves us having to do all this individual stuff for all these extra buttons. So the next thing we need is for sliders, whatever they're called, range. Yeah, so if we see an input type that is range, okay, and then that's fine, sort of. Oh yeah, that's fine. And then we need to say kind of the same sort of thing. Add an event listener, this time for input. Something like this. Okay, that's fine because that's just the remap problem. So yeah, how we want to solve the remap is slightly annoying because the range we want to map to, unless we say, hey, we just always do a value 0 to 100 or whatever. I think I'm gonna do that, even though it sounds a little dumb. Like, just do it here, essentially. And then, where's remap? Oops. Where are you? And the UI doesn't need to be there. Or here. I can just go in here. It'd probably better to put it in a general purposey kind of place, but I think it's fine here for now. Okay, so what happened? This is not data set value, this is just value. I guess I could have done this. I could have probably done this with input type equals button instead of just a button tag, right? Would it still function the same? Oh well, this is fine. Okay, but that's cool because then we don't need all this code. It's like, and we don't have to do, there's no new code for all the new, all these other buttons and stuff. They should just all magically work. Log format. Oh yeah, that thing. Yeah, because you can do this, you can do that thing. Oh, I just forgot. What does it look like? This thing, yeah, right. This is ES6, but it probably work. I just can't type today. Maybe I can never type. Oh yeah, do I have to do what do I want? What's the thing? Does it have to be like this or something? Yeah. Okay, so cool. So basically this is just like a way to map strings to commands, and it adds an extra step, but that step is important because we've got to have some kind of command language come from WebSocket side. And either it speaks the same language or it speaks yet another language, which would be super annoying. Like ideally everything just, even though it feels like sort of goofy and more explicit, I think it's better this way. So set BPM, for example, is that what we called it? We call it set tempo. to add a new command like that, all we have to do is just make a new entry in this land, and then it should just automatically work. And we're going to remap 0 to 100, in this case to like 6G to 120 maybe. And make it weird where actually these commands, like, we might have some of these controls actually do multiple things, but that will be fine because it will still reduce to a single kind of string command, and then that thing can configure a bunch of settings. So we don't absolutely have to have this one-to-one mapping here. It's just convenient for now. So I can set the volume. Whoa, that didn't work. What did I do wrong? Oh yeah, this isn't right. That's my fault. There's still some things that are potentially a little annoying, like initial values of things and stuff like that, but like we could call set tempo. You could have things like call the commands with whatever their value was to set an initial value. Whoa, excuse me. Okay, so this is only partially done, but it at least has a start and it will not be too difficult to plug in. So I kind of want to move on at this moment to some other stuff. Actually, set scale is basically done. Might as well just do that real fast. Yeah, okay. So that's okay. This percussion stuff, we're not there yet. None of that stuff really. This stuff we could kind of do, but it's a pretty weird one. Like cycle step. Oh yeah, that's what that's supposed to be. This is supposed to be step cycle, not play. So the idea, and this may not be a great idea, is having some way that is like a separate way to pick one of these steps, like a fun interface. And so rather than some click-based thing, we may not even have a screen, is some lever or dial knob, something that lets you pick a cycle, and then you can push a button to change a note. So there'd need to be a way to show which one is selected, which is what this would do. It's like, this is more like a select step or something. This is more like a select sample. And then you push the button to cycle through these values. So it'd be an alternate way to do that. So do I want to get into that now, or do I want to get into percussion? I don't know. I also don't know exactly how I want to do the percussion because maybe that's the way to do it. It's almost its own sequence, actually. mean, it's kind of like a... So it would kind of be like this. It would kind of be like... You're killing me. You're killing me. Just let me select this. Good grief. This with quarter notes. And then what would we want this thing to do? This kind of needs like its own... Yeah, this needs to be like... You know, it's very similar to this, but... Like a very rough first version of this would be something like this. Trigger percussion, attack and release. Let's call this 0 for now. Oh no, I like 440 or something. Why are you mad? We didn't start this? Is that my whole problem? Oh yeah, this is a problem. Yeah, cool. Maybe we do need this as 8 notes, and then we set the... Seems like too much, though. I also need a separate sense for this, like if this is what kind of our maximum is, and then each, depending on what the value is, it actually plays, like triggers a different synth. So you have like 4 percussive synths. It's kind of cool to turn that on, like these secondary things that could kind of play on. Maybe it's not even exactly percussion, like it's just like 4 things you can turn on that are sort of set things that are other notes, whatever. You can turn them on or off in addition to that. That's actually pretty good. In fact, I think I should send an email right now because I feel like that's... Send an email to Ricky saying not import toggles on top of the bus. Either pick individual steps to add percussion to, or just look on interesting tracks. Thanks. Boom. Okay, cool. Let's send that email. Yeah. A lot of emails. Oof. Checking emails on stream is not very interesting. Just making sure nothing is on fire or important while I listen to this pulsing beat. It's a pretty cool beat. It's a pretty cool beat. Cool. This seems like a good idea, not just percussion, but accompanying tracks. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, great. So, what now? Yeah, because these are 16ths, or sorry, these are 8ths, so every other would be, yeah, so this is really just 2, and I may just do 1 measure instead of 2. It might be too boring, or maybe if you're constantly changing things, it's fun, and that's exactly what it should be, and then it's easier to deal with this stuff. I actually say the grid dimensions. Oh, it's this thing. Yeah, this one. Oof. This is silly. 2. Is that too many? Oh, it's too many. So we do it there. Yeah, this is not the greatest. And then there's some other dumb place to do it here. Okay, this sucks when you're like selecting something here, and if you accidentally like slide up slightly, it rolls the window over. That's not, I don't like that. Okay, so yes, there's this piece, and then there's also the dumb front end piece, CSS piece. This is 8. So I'm gonna just do 8 notes for now. Oh, my no. Oh, right. My goofy. My synth is fighting with my. How did I break this? What did I do wrong? Percussion synth. Why didn't that work? All I did was make a new percussion synth with the exact same parameters, and then I said to trigger that thing in the exact same way. Oh, I didn't connect it to anything. Definitely need to make the randomize button super enticing. Like, really. And a way to, like, not drive people insane by having this on all the time. Like, yeah. Yeah. So, well, it might be kind of cool is that the song decays over time. Like if if you don't do anything for an amount of time, it will like gradually drop out every other note. And then like the half notes. And then both out. And then like play one more measure and then die. Like I think that kind of thing could be kind of cool. Okay, well, I know it's only an hour stream, but I do unfortunately need to go work on some other stuff. So I think that was made some progress here. I know it's great content when I'm on the phone. Just too many projects going on. Okay, anyway, I'm feeling a little better about this, and then maybe, you know, just over a couple of streams, we'll start wiring these up, and we'll stream later. But like, if I can just do, yeah, start hooking some of this stuff up a little bit at a time, I think then I'll be in good shape for the prototyping session, which is in 2-ish weeks. 2 weeks and some change. Okay, so I know, short stream, but hey, you gotta do something. Sometimes you just gotta do a little bit. So I will talk to you all later. Have a lovely rest of your Friday. See you later. Bye.